Hey everybody, John Skiba here from the Consumer Warrior YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm going to address a question that may sound a little odd from the outset, but many people ask me, can I voluntarily pay back any of my creditors after I file for bankruptcy? But if this is your first time here to my YouTube channel, please go ahead, click subscribe, check on that little bell. That way you'll be notified each and every week when I put out new videos that'll help you deal with your serious debt problem. All right, so I'm in the state of Arizona. I'm an attorney. I help people file for bankruptcy. And this question comes up more often than anyone would ever think. People will ask me, if once I go through the bankruptcy process, can I repay any specific creditors that I want to? Now, when you go through bankruptcy, there's some creditors that you're going to be required to still pay. If you have a home loan, you got to pay your mortgage payment, you got to pay your car payments, most taxes, most student loans. You're going to have to continue to pay those types of debts. But what a lot of people will ask me is, look, I maybe owe a family member or I owe a friend some money. You don't want to pay them back prior to bankruptcy. That can cause issues with your bankruptcy case. But if you go through the bankruptcy case, your discharge order is entered from the court, and you still owe your brother, you still owe your best friend some money when they helped you out, you can then voluntarily pay those people back. There's nothing that stops you from voluntarily paying people back after your bankruptcy case is over. Now, sometimes people will say, look, I've had a credit card that I've had for a long time. They often will say, I've had a good working relationship with them, which I always think is kind of interesting. The relationship is only based upon them giving you money and you paying it back. And sometimes we try to personalize these relationships with credit card companies, and truthfully, that's just not reality. The only reason why they want you as a customer is if you're paying the bill, and if you can't pay the bill, they're not going to want you anymore. But with that harsh reality, the way, some people will say, can I pay them back? One thing you might be surprised is that even if you want to voluntarily pay, like a credit card or a personal loan, something like that, back to the lender after your bankruptcy case is discharged, the creditor is unlikely to accept it. They'll likely tell you no, that debt was discharged in bankruptcy and we can no longer legally try to collect on it. So the discharge order is usually the end of most Chapter 7 bankruptcies, and it's the order from the court that says you are no longer legally obligated to pay those debts. Not only that, but there is an injunction that comes with the discharge order that tells your creditors that they can no longer try to collect on those debts. And so many large creditors, credit card companies, large corporate type creditors, they know that if they were to try to collect on that, the court could sanction them for doing it. And so because of that, they're usually not willing to risk trying to accept or take any money, even if you're voluntarily offering it and saying, please take this, I would like to pay this back. They usually won't do it because they're worried about running afoul of that injunction that was entered with your discharge order. So even when you have the best of intentions and you're wanting to pay it back, I've talked to people who for moral reasons would like to try to pay some of these debts back, even though they needed the bankruptcy to stop a garnishment or something like that. The creditor is unlikely to accept it. But if it's more of a personal level, a friend, family member, whatever, who borrowed money and you want to repay them after the bankruptcy case is over, you're not legally obligated to, but you're welcome to do that. If you're considering bankruptcy and you have questions that you want to go over and determine if it's a good option for you, check below this video. You'll see my calendar link as well as contact information. I do free consultations for people who are in the state of Arizona, and we can talk about whether it's a good option for your situation. Thanks for watching today.